Sky Network Midnight News. The Lagos state government has disclosed that only 15% of property owners in the state have building approvals. Federal government of Nigeria commences implementation of the zero VAT and excise duties on pharmaceutical products and medical devices. The Ministry of Health and Social Welfare announced that the harmonized implementation framework concerning the executive order on zero VAT for pharmaceutical manufacturers has been successfully finalized and is now approved for publication in the Gazette. In a statement released by Alaba R. Balogun, head, Information and Public Relations of the Ministry, the statement reads, "The Ministry of Health and Social Welfare is pleased to announce the finalization of the Executive Order Harmonized Implementation Framework, which has now been cleared for gazetting. This critical step ensures that the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, and the Nigeria Customs Service can proceed with the implementation of zero VAT and excise duties on pharmaceutical products and medical devices. This is a significant milestone, as it opens the door for our local pharmaceutical and medical device manufacturers to begin fully benefiting from the relief measures outlined by His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in the executive order. With the implementation of this executive order, we anticipate a notable reduction in the prices of essential pharmaceutical products and medical consumables. This development aligns with the Ministry's unwavering commitment to reducing both the physical and financial pain faced by millions of Nigerians who depend on these critical health supplies. Furthermore, the gazetting of the harmonized implementation framework represents the realization of the third pillar of the Ministry's four-point agenda, which focuses on unlocking the healthcare value chain. By creating an environment that supports local manufacturers, we are fostering a healthier, more self-reliant nation, and ensuring that quality healthcare becomes more accessible and affordable for all. The gazetted copies of the harmonized implementation framework will be distributed to the relevant government agencies, including FIRS and Customs, for immediate action. Undoubtedly, today is another great day for our country and a huge win for the health sector. We are grateful to President Bat for his continued commitment to improving the healthcare sector and supporting our local industries. The President of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, has condemned the fuel pump price increase by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, noting that a registered private company should not dictate fuel prices for Nigerians. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetoken, has ordered the payment of N10 million each to the families of the police officers who died in a fatal motor accident in Kano State. Kudos to Nigeria Police Force. EFCC arrests 15 suspected internet fraudsters in Benin City. 15 suspected internet fraudsters were on Monday, October 7, 2024 arrested by operatives of the Benin Zonal Directorate of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, in Benin City. The suspects were arrested following actionable intelligence on their suspected involvement in computer-related fraud. Items recovered from them include 4 exotic cars, laptops and phones. The suspects will be charged to court as soon as investigations are completed. Senator Tony Uke of Anambra North has raised a motion in the Senate against certain proposed bills by state governments. These bills seek to require LGAs to deposit a portion of their federal allocations into a centralized account controlled by the state. He suggested that the Accountant General halt payments to states that interfere with the financial independence of local governments. Additionally, he recommended that the EFCC enhance its oversight of local government funds to ensure these resources are deposited directly into the accounts of local governments, without being redirected to accounts managed by state governments.
Local government autonomy. Direct the Senate Committee on Local Government, Anti-Corruption, and Legislative Compliance to work closely with the Office of Attorney General of the Federation, EFCC, ICPC, and NFIU, for them to enforce the Supreme Court judgment of 11th July 2024 that granted financial autonomy to local government, knowing fully well that this is one of the major legacy of this President Tinubu-led administration. Request that National Assembly Committee on Constitutional Review to review, where necessary, amend relevant sections of the Constitution bordering on local government system and other laws to clarify and further strengthen our financial independence of the local government system and prevent further infractions by state governments and their sleep arms. Sixth, the call on Nigerian Financial Intelligence Units, Economic and Financial Crime Commission, and ICPC to intensify its monitoring of local government funds to ensure that these funds are disbursed directly to local government accounts and not in turn remitted back to accounts managed by state government or their proxies. And also for them to take steps to ensure that local government system or council chairmen are accountable for the resources they receive from federation accounts. Finally, I appeal to civil society organizations, media outlets, and public and general public to hold local governments accountable by raising awareness on the importance of local government autonomy and the detrimental effects of continual state interference and siphoning of the money. I so move, Mr. President. Thank you for this opportunity.
A senator has submitted a petition against a JAM invigilator who allegedly engaged in inappropriate behavior with a 16-year-old female student during an examination. The invigilator asked for her phone number, and when she declined, her exam results were subsequently withheld.
Chairman, Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petition. Mr. President, I have two petitions to be laid this morning. The first one is the one of Mr. Kalu Jonah, MD CEO of Performer Projects and Services Limited, against the National Inland Waterways Authority. This dispute is about a contract that has gone sour, and the petitioner feels that for some reason he has been shortchanged and he needs us to look into the matter. Mr. President, the second one is a pathetic one, is that of a 16-year-old who wrote JAM exam, and in course of that exam, the invigilator was trying to be friendly with the 16-year-old, and she rebuffed him. And at the end of the exercise, her result was...
Just take it one more time. That she wrote JAM exam?
Yes, she wrote JAM exam.
And the invigilator was...
trying to be personal, to be friendly with her and ask for her...
Was trying to...
be friendly with her and ask for her number. She refused, and at the end of that exam, her result was then withheld. When the father inquired into why the result was withheld, they said because she did examination malpractice, which they seriously denied. The father made a phone call to the invigilator, who for some reason got her phone number and started calling her. And the father warned him not to call the daughter again. And from there, everything went haywire, and her result is in jeopardy, and they have refused to release that result. And so the father wants us to look into the matter and see how the daughter, the 16-year-old future, can be put back on track, as this will seriously derail her academic pursuit. These are the two petitions, Mr. President, and with your permission, may I comment later?
You may proceed to lay the petitions.
People should place love for their country above financial gain. Senate President Godswill Akpabio tells Nigerians with JAPA plans. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has called on Nigerians to place their love for the country above financial gain, expressing concern over the growing trend of mass migration, particularly among skilled professionals. Akpabio made the remarks on Tuesday, October 8, during a session on the floor of the Senate while addressing a motion to tackle the increasing emigration of Nigerians. The country is losing its expertise. If they acquired those expertise and returned to Nigeria, it would have been better, Akpabio stated. He emphasized that Nigeria's development would be accelerated if those who trained abroad returned to contribute to the country's growth, rather than seeking better opportunities elsewhere. Akpabio also acknowledged the poor conditions of service that often drive Nigerians to seek greener pastures abroad, but insisted that love for one's country should come first. I also think the conditions of service are quite responsible. I believe people should place love for their country above financial gains. That is why many of us choose to remain here, he said. The Senate President highlighted the adverse effects of the brain drain, particularly in the health and education sectors, which are among the hardest hit by the emigration of skilled Nigerians. The brain drain is a big problem, not just in the educational sector, particularly in the health sector. It is affecting us a lot, Akpabio remarked. He pointed out that a significant number of Nigerian health professionals have left for better opportunities in countries like the United States. The greatest professionals in medicine in the USA. From what I read, some people say we have almost 22,000 health workers in there, US, who are Nigerians, and they're doing extremely well. I have seen that from different reports, he added. Akpabio noted that the education sector is also grappling with staff shortages, which negatively impacts the quality of education being offered to students. In the educational sector, the disadvantages are too numerous because some of the departments do not have even up to 50% staff strength. So what then are you teaching our children? It's like a computer, garbage in and garbage out, he said. Akpabio assured that the National Assembly would continue its efforts to improve the conditions for teachers and other professionals to encourage them to stay in the country and contribute to future generation. The moment you don't obey the court judgment, you invite anarchy, you're inviting violence. The governor, Fubara, is the architect of violence. They say I did anti-party. Today, the governor, Fubara, sponsored the APP. The chairman of PDP governors, Bala Mohammed, is the one attended the swearing-in of the AP chairman. I read that Bode George said Tinubu should call me to order. How can I take it when he is the one who said that if Tinubu wins, he will leave the country? The governor said this is the handiwork of his political opponents. Knowing them, why are they stating? The panel of inquiry, you know them. All you need to do is get the police to arrest them. Uke said about Governor Fubara setting up a panel of inquiry to investigate those who attacked some LG secretaries. Minister of Works, Senator David Umahi, in company of Governor Dapo Abiodun, flag off the reconstruction of the failed portion of Sagamu or Benin Expressway happening now in Shegamu, Ogun State, 2.
Joy today knows no bounds. I want to first thank Mr. President, our indefatigable, very responsive, very determined, very deliberate, very intentional Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed GCFR. And I want to thank you. First of all, for representing him well across the length and breadth of the country. You are indeed one of the, if not the best Minister of Works that we have ever had in the history of this country, without a doubt, because appointing you was putting a round peg in a round hole. You are an engineer who had proven your mettle when you were governor of your state. I remember that you told me, go to Ebonyi, every single road there, how does this man do it? And the same thing you did in Ebonyi, you are doing all over the country. I want to thank you for supporting our president, for making our party proud, for making our party popular, for making our decision popular. I mean, indeed grateful. But I want to come back home and thank you for coming today. This road is probably the second busiest road in this country, next to the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and it has caused our citizens, when I say our citizens, our southern citizens, untold much. Today, by coming, we are going to be wiping away their tears. We are going to be reassuring them that indeed, this administration is a practical administration, not an administration of just policies and initiatives, but an administration that is serious and that understands and hears, the problems of the people and responds to it on time. I'm indeed grateful. On behalf of the